I'm just kidding. It's not really the Popo. It's the Imperial Guard, whatever. But, oh man. This level is actually okay. I don't mind it very much. I'm going to make a big save. I don't know if you guys have seen me do this so far. I thought I pulled out my mic a minute ago. But, yeah, I don't mind this level. The one previous was just awful. I think it's pretty shitty. Now, I believe I can mind trick this guy to open the door, because he's totally just gonna go, oh, okay. Like, what the hell? I know that it's supposed to be it works on weak-willed people, but that's just a bit of a stretch. It's like, he just literally saw you do it. Oh, man. Now, this level is actually pretty good, despite the last one being pretty shitty. So we have this weird, like, constructed space thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's a shell, I think, for AT-ATs and stuff. But, like, it's a good foreshadowing. I will say this game does have actually half-decent environmental storytelling. I mean, you kind of have to in a game like this, because it's kind of a big deal. I mean, Half-Life 2, I think, had just came out maybe at this time. I know Half-Life 2 is a pretty groundbreaking, like, game in general. But, you gotta remember, games in this era were very different to what they were before it. And that's something I always kind of like about the Jedi Knight series in general, is it's a very for-the-time kind of game series. Like, you gotta remember, when Jedi Knight came out, at least the first two games, as in, like, Jedi Knight Dark Forces and then 2, those games were, like, the only major release Star Wars, like, Jedi, like, expanded universe games that were actually good. So there is a kind of important part of historical context to them. However, I mean, I'm not really sure this will make sense, but I feel like this game at the time had a lot of competition, because there was a lot of games like, I don't think Fear had come out yet. I kind of look at, like, Monolith, like, their games like Fear and, Fear 2, even to an extent, was a kind of important game. You had games like Halo, you had games like, I think COD 3 had just come out at this point. Not COD 4, I know that. But, you know, there's so many different, like, game franchises and stuff that were kind of competing for, you know, screen time, basically. And, to stand out at that point in gaming was actually kind of hard. And, I mean, it's always been pretty hard. And, oh yeah, by the way, no implication, just do this. Just, yeah. Because, obviously, you know, someone's gonna have to tell you this, that you can blow that up and cause a huge-ass explosive mess. I think Kyle says that in the prison level as well. Anyways, yeah, like, standing out in gaming was kind of a big deal. I mean, look at the, like, this little lightsaber trailing effect. That was probably very impressive to watch the first time it actually happened. Oh, this room's pretty nasty. This is where I think you get those little moving droid things now. But, you know, this, just, like, look at what I'm doing right now, and then, like, put it in relation to what other games on the market were like this. You know, Doom 3 was, for sure, a lighting game. Like, Doom 3 had a massively improved, overhauled lighting system for games in general. And then Half-Life 2, you know, storytelling with integrated gameplay in a large world and seemingly connectedness. Then you had games coming out like Fable. I think the first Fable was out at this point in time, and Black and White. Actually, I think Black and White came out before Fable. So you had really important, like, big landmark games. You had, like, Serious Sam 2 and Serious Sam... I think Serious Sam's Second Encounter was already out. So there was a lot of really, like, at least from my perspective, I guess, there was a lot of, you know, competition to be, you know, you want your game to be seen, you want your game to be important, you want it to be discussed and talked about, and all this, you know, the shit that people do want. So it's like, trying to stand out among a sea of, you know, imitators, and, like, just look at what happened with Halo. I mean, after Halo came out, I can't think of very many games that didn't keep that tradition of having just two weapons and, like, you know, but Halo's a bit different than Call of Duty. It's, what am I saying? It's hugely different. Because, you know, Halo had a 2-weapon limit, It had very large open environments. It had, like, you know, I think Halo 2 was the first game to have Xbox Live multiplayer. And that was a big deal because it really wasn't very many games like that on the PlayStation, which I grew up with. I had a PS1 and PS2. And before that I had a Sega Genesis. So I was one of those people, you know. That's why when people are like, oh, you don't like Mario? I'm like, no, not really, because I play grown-up games. But that's not true. I had a lot of friends that had SNESs and stuff, so I do know of other games, but you know what I mean? My experience growing up, there was a lot of competition. You had, like, oh, by the way, the floor is electric in this room. It'll fucking kill you. Don't touch it. I hope that wasn't too obvious, right? But you had this, you know, market that was very new. I think people forget that before Call of Duty, World War II games were fucking everywhere. There was, like, oh shit. I don't mean Call of Duty wasn't always kind of popular. I know it was popular in, like, COD 2 days and stuff like that. So I'm aware that Call of Duty has always been kind of popular in the PC crowd. But, I really don't want to just cheese this guy. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I was going to take at least one hit. But, you know, before COD 4 came out, there was a shitload of military shooters. I actually grew up with the Medal of Honor games. I had Frontline and Pacific Assault, I believe. No, sorry, Rising Sun. I think I had a friend that had Pacific Assault, and then another one had Airborne. So there was a shitload of World War II shooters. They just kind of ate the market. And they were all pretty much the same game, with slight differences here and there. So when games like The First Gun came out, which was basically like Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption, and just, there was a huge, like, the tech was getting better to make better looking and more better performing games. And yeah, this is cool foreshadowing. You actually see these later on. They hold AT-ATs. But yeah, this was a very different time. And oh yeah, because you can totally tell you can just climb out this. This is a very shitty puzzle. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, games were very, very, like, still small. They weren't actually very mainstream yet. I mean, video gaming as a whole didn't even catch on until maybe, I don't know, 2010, 2012 or so. That's when everybody plays video games. Oh, you're a girl and you play games? You're a girl gamer. You're the coolest. You're so cool. You have so much personality now. You play a game. Like, that, and like, oh lol, yeah, you know, old school. And then like, oh my god, I fucking hate people that are like that. It just drives me nuts. Like, oh yeah, I played Atari, I was old school. Yeah, old school. It's like, don't say old school ever again, please, because it sounds really gross. Yeah, I mean, gaming has never been that popular as it is nowadays. I don't want to just eat fucking health damage. I'll take the long way down. I don't think I really can say I ever had friends because of games. I just had friends that had video games. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, everybody I knew at least had, at least there was like 2 or 3 kids that always had a copy of GTA, either Vice City or San Andreas. They were the bad kids. You stayed away from them. They killed hookers because the game told you to do it, right? There were strip clubs with nudity and dicks. Oh, by the way, that never happened. It's like, oh, the hot coffee mod. Oh, yeah. Which took fucking back-ending the game, which any kid in, like, 2002 did not know how to do. Let's be honest here. And I didn't even hear about that till years later. Like, I didn't hear anything about that shit. I knew that the video game controversy existed, yes. There was, you know, big fucking shit shows, because I actually grew up when The Sims wasn't that popular either. Because most Maxis games weren't actually The Sims, they were simulators, like Sim Ant, Sim Earth, Sim, like, whatever, you know, I had a pack of them at one point in time. So I have played a lot of them, but there is definitely, you know, The Sims, oh, you can make gay Sims, because, you know, before it was mainstream okay to be gay, which, fuck, I don't even understand why that was ever an issue in the first place, was, you know, you could, oh, this game lets you kiss men, ooh, it's so inappropriate, or, oh, you can rape your children, you totally can't, you know, shit like that. it was just mainly word of mouth, because a lot of the time people didn't even actually know if that was true. They just kind of went off the assumption because they heard it on like fucking TV or something. You didn't actually know if something was or wasn't controversial. And I mean, Jack Thompson, holy shit, dude. If you were alive in that time period and you actually remember like Jack Thompson being a big fucking deal. I'm trying to just cheese these, but it's not really working very well. You know, I fucking... Yeah, I fucking... I did that. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it wrong. It's... And like, yeah. Like, back then, that totally was a thing. You know, video game controversy was... Oh, it's a clever Star Wars. TK421, report your post. Yeah. References to things that are funny. Or oddly, somehow became funny, I should say. Oh, I was hoping to cheese him. Oh! I thought I threw him. I was really excited. I get way too excited when I actually get a connected throw every time it happens. But yeah, man, video games had, like, negative press. I remember when Manhunt 2 came out. I remember Manhunt 1 being considered the destroy the society, the video game, causes kids to become mass murderers. Plot twist, it totally fucking didn't. Or, what was it, like Jack Thompson saying that Sims and The Sims 2 had full frontal detailed nudity, and that you could take the pixel blur off and, like, rape your kids, and then, like, Mass Effect 2, you could rape people on a whim, and it was a rape simulator. While those games do exist in, like, Japan and shit, that's been proven. There's, like, Rape Play or whatever it's called. Most people, you know, they didn't actually understand video gaming as its, like, infancy was still pretty new. So, you know, people just kind of assumed video games were bad for you, addictive, or, yeah, fuck your shitty knees. Yeah. Yeah, cry about it in hell, you piece of shit. Anyways, yeah, nobody knew what the fuck video games were. They're the things that they thought the Atari was. Every time I hear anyone say above the age of like 30s, they're probably a boomer. I hate to use that term so derogatorily. They just be like, oh yeah, I played Atari, fucking Pac-Man, yeah. Oh, fucking classics, can't beat the classics. Like, that's all they'd say, and this is a very stupid enemy. Oh my god, it's Metal Gear. The game has Metal Gears in it. It's so stupid. It's so bad. Yeah, just take out your lightsaber and stand in front of these. They die really easy. But, yeah, man, there was a time when games weren't popular, and shockingly, nerd culture wasn't popular, because it never really has been. It's always been a niche thing, and then people bandwagoned it to get, like, attention and stuff, and it's like, that's why a lot of it to me just translates as creepy and weird, is because, well, maybe it's because I grew up when it was kind of frowned on to be like, oh, I know all the things about Star Wars, like, what are you, gay? And then they just, like, hit you in the face. So, you know, you gotta remember, there was a time in history where Star Wars was not apocalyptically popular. It wasn't owned by Disney, and no one gave two fucks if there was a, you know, oh, there's gonna be a Star Wars TV series, there's gonna be a Star Wars this, a Star Wars that, a Star Wars TV show, and a tie-in game, and, like, no one gave a shit. Like, you gotta remember, that's why a lot of my perception of new Star Wars is just, it's a thing that exists, I don't care, it's not my demographic. Not everybody in the day and age likes Star Wars. Like, I had friends that were like, oh, Star Wars is stupid. Actually, what am I saying? They just say, oh, Star Wars is gay. Like, they'd say that because it wasn't that popular. Or you had a friend that knew a quote from the movie, and that was like an inside joke, and then everyone fucking says it, like, constantly, and it's incredibly patronizing and annoying to people like me, who are like, yeah, I grew up when Star Wars was a thing. If you said, do or do not, there is no try, no one would know what the fuck you're talking about. In fact, I still think most people don't know, like, what the actual quotes meant back in the day. They just kind of repeat them and regurgitate them, which is what a big problem of meme culture is. Like, that's something, that's why I don't engage in it. It's just, I don't really believe or care. Like,
You ever fired a blast toward a living target?
All the time. I was a top womp rat hunter in my youth.
oh, he said a Star Wars, Womp Rats. Oh, Star Wars, lol. Like, nowadays, that's how people would react. Back then, if you said that exact quote, what that guy just said, you know what they'd say? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, they wouldn't have any idea what you just said. They wouldn't know what a Womp Rat was on a T-86. They don't fucking know, and they probably didn't care. And I was probably one of those people at one point in time. So, you gotta remember, Star Wars has never, like, been irrelevant, but it's also never always been incredibly, like, mainstream popular, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there was a time when you didn't have to like everything. Like, I knew people that didn't like Pokemon. Whoa, go fucking figure, man. Like, not everybody fucking regurgitated Gen 1 Pokemon references like it was fucking going out of style like some crazy religion, you know? Like, not everybody liked everything. Me, personally, I like Gen 3, so fucking, you know, make of that what you will, right? But at the same time, there was people that didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! There was people that didn't like fucking Magic the Gathering. There was people that didn't like, what's another popular card game? Or, like, thing? Digimon. You know, not everybody liked everything.
This intrusion will not delay our agenda.
Agenda, eh? But, still, you know what I mean? Not every single person had to like every single thing. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you don't like Star Wars? What are you, fucking non-progressive and an asshole? What are you, fucking stupid? Why don't you like it? It's like, and then they get mad when you say that you don't like the new Star Wars films, because they're shitty. That thing is really loud. It really does grind on me a bit when people get, like, defensive over the fact you don't like something that they don't like, and you don't have to have a reason to dislike it or like it at all. Hell, there's things I don't even have opinions on, and that's apparently in modern day is just the worst fucking thing ever, and it shows you have no conviction or something, and it's incredibly irritating. Ah, shit, biscuits. Like, I like Limp Bizkit. Do you like Limp Bizkit? I don't care. Like, that's what I mean. If someone said Limp Bizkit's the worst fucking band ever, you know what I'd say? I'd be like, yeah, sure. I don't care. That's your opinion, man. But an average person's gonna be like, oh, you mean you don't like something? I'll fucking dare you. Oh, you're a piece of shit. I mean, if you don't like Korn, then you're a piece of shit to me, but that's just besides the point. My point is, I guess, is Star Wars at one point in time was not the be-all, end-all of pop culture, and I'm kind of disappointed that people just can't let it go. It's also, like, it doesn't have to be the demographic to everything you have to have. Like, you have to have Pokemon everything, you have to have Star Wars everything, you gotta have the pop culture. When you're, like, 50, none of the shit's gonna be important or matter. So, you know, that's the other thing you gotta remember. No, I don't fear you, you piece of shit. You're wearing red, man. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Because you're not very scary. You're gonna quote fucking, you know, like, what's his name, Reaper from fucking Overwatch at me, and then you think you're scary? You want to talk? You want to talk? You want to go, huh? I'm gonna chop your fucking kneecaps out. Ugh. Well, I don't think you can do that. Aw, damn it. I want to get, like, someone with either lightning or throw like I did that last time. It's just so fucking satisfying. Like, but yeah, man, there was a time when people didn't have... I think I read something somewhere the other day. It was like... I think it was on a Dr. Grande video. He said people don't have conversations anymore, they have arguments. And it's not even, like, realistic arguments either, and it's over petty and dumb shit. Like, oh, you don't like fucking Law & Order? What are you, an asshole? It's like, no, I think Law & Order, all of them, are very inaccurate portrayals of criminal justice and promote wishful thinking that doesn't exist in that system. That doesn't mean you're a bad person if you like something that I don't. To me, it's like, yeah, you're a coward. Yeah, that's what it means if you don't like something I don't like. Like, how many people are gonna say that they like the movie Eraserhead? Do I care if you like Eraserhead? Nah, man, that's like your own business. I don't care. But if you're just gonna be like, oh, fuck you, you like Eraserhead, then I don't know what to tell you, man. You're not gonna persuade my opinion any different. Like this guy's shitty little knees. Oh, come on, you should have been dead. There we go. I'll take that. I'll take that and have it for breakfast. And oh yeah, oh my god, it's an AT-AT, and I am not fucking fighting that. No thanks. That is a pain in the ass that I don't have the patience or fucks to give to deal with. So like I said, these are really cool foreshadowings. I like this. Hopefully that thing doesn't follow me into here. I don't think it has in the past, but I don't want it to start. Yeah, man, I miss when you could just say, I don't like Grand Theft Auto. Like, then immediately people say, oh, you must be a, you know, like, liberal or something. It's like, no, I just don't like GTA 5, and I think 4 was the last game in the series that I played that I I made my decision. I'm like, ah, the series isn't very good anymore. Like, it's just, the characters are okay, but the gameplay is just not fun. Like, I didn't like it. I thought it was boring. And that's not to say the story is bad, the story is okay. But it's just, I didn't like the game very much. That doesn't mean you are a bad person because you like it. That just... Kyle, you fucking shitlord. It's just like, I don't care if you like a game or not. If you don't like this game, that's your own business. I don't personally like it that much either. I think it's just okay. I'm playing it because I want to show you the differences in the series, and I don't know, I like the series, that's about it. But yeah, man, disagreeing with something isn't a bad thing. It's actually healthy to disagree, to a extent, I should say. That's a better way of looking at it. I wouldn't just tell someone their opinion's stupid without actually giving them a realistic reason. Unless it's something very dumb, like someone's like, fucking Kyle Katarn is awful. I'd be like, okay, he's not a real person, but whatever. Like, I don't understand the attachment to things, like fictional characters and stuff, because to me it just seems unhealthy. But that's just me. I don't know. It's because I'm a realist. By the way, this is the level exit. Totally not a death trap. So, there's that. So, oh boy.
Who's there?
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. This level's awesome.